As you can see, it's pretty gray, wet, and cold here in the Texas Hill Country. But this is nothing compared to what it's going to be like here in a few days. Now, I don't know where you live. If you live further up north, you might already be going through this, as wintertime comes a lot sooner there than it does down here. But they're saying that by Thursday evening this week, we're probably going to be into the teens. And Friday morning, chances are we'll have a wind chill temperature around 0, maybe 1 or 2 degrees. Now that's pretty severe for this part of Texas. I mean, the hill country is pretty well south. It's not like we're up in the Texas Panhandle or up around the Red River Valley, anything like that. So for it to get real cold like it's going to here in a few days, that's a rarity for us. Now right now it's at 52, 53 degrees. Like I said, it's wet, gray, and rainy, but it's not overly cold. Sure, it's got a little bit of a bone chill in it just because it's so damp and chilly, but it's nothing like what it's going to be. And so we got plenty of notice on this. I saw this in the forecast. I believe it was on Saturday morning that they were predicting such a cold drop coming across. So we've got a good lead up time to it. We're going to be able to make some preparations, make sure we've got all of our preparations in place. And the suggestion here is that, you guys should probably be doing the same thing. Now, if you're up in the Dakotas, Montana, Wyoming, you're already cold. You already know winter's coming, but it's going to get a little bit colder today. I believe tomorrow also. Come Wednesday, it's going to be across Kansas and Oklahoma. Then down to us on Thursday evening, and then of course sweeping on further east into the weekend and toward Christmas Day. So there's not a chance of snow here where we are. So we don't expect anything like we had during the February 21 when the polar vortex came through and just really screwed things up. Again, because our infrastructure here is not prepared to cope with any weather extremes like that. But it is going to get cold. And so some of the things that you want to make sure that you've got in place right now, today, while you can, if you can, you go out and make sure that you've got enough food to last you for, at the minimum, 3 days. If you're not a regular prepper, I try to go out there and get at least a week's worth of food that you do eat and have it on hand. And make sure that you've got a source of water. One thing that we found during the polar vortex of last year was that when the electricity goes out, so does the water pumps, and there goes your water supply. So make sure that you've got minimum 3 days worth of water, and what's recommended is 1 gallon per day per person. And I would even go a little bit on the high side on that, because that doesn't account for sanitary reasons and stuff like that. So make sure that you've got plenty of water. Go buy those gallon jugs. Get enough for everybody in your household, and don't forget your pets as well. You want to make sure that you've got fuel on hand. You want to make sure that if you've got a wood-burning fireplace, do you have enough dry, cured wood to burn? You don't want to be burning green firewood in your fireplace. Propane, if the power goes out and you're having to cook on your barbecue grill, do you have enough propane? You want to make sure that you're protecting your body if you have to go out. Wind chill is a very, very bad thing. The temperature can be 30 degrees, but depending upon how hard the wind is blowing, that could easily drop into the teens. So you want to make sure that you've got something to protect your hands and any exposed skin that you might have on your face, your ears obviously. So protect your skin if you have to go out. Make sure you've got plenty of blankets, gloves, caps, everything to keep you warm. And don't forget about your pets. If you have outdoor pets, you want to make arrangements for them. Bring them inside the house if they're house trained and you can do that. If not, you might want to set up a little place for them in your garage. If you've got pets that aren't quite house trained, that might be another good option. Or if they just stay outside, make sure that they've got enough feed, make sure that their water doesn't freeze, and make sure that they've got a good way to stay warm. I know a lot of livestock, you don't bring the livestock into your house, that's just plain silly, but you want to make sure that they've got food and water, and they've got enough straw or whatever it is to keep themselves warm. Some places even use little heaters in the barn. So make sure that all your livestock and all your pets are taken care of as well. Now, obviously, any plants that you don't want to freeze, you want to bring those in. You can bring them into the garage. You can bring them into the living room, but just get them outside of the cold weather, because it is going to get cold, and then it's going to warm up again. Obviously, hell, this is Texas. It's what it does. It's going to drop down into the teens, and then a couple days later, I think our high is going to be back up into the 60s. And that's why everybody around here's got the sniffles, and they normally got a cold running around all the time because the weather flip-flops all the time. But hey, it's South Texas hill country. What do you expect? It's going to get cold. Be prepared. You guys have a blessed day.